Welcome back, everybody. First off, thank you for 5,000 subscribers. You guys make this worth it, and truthfully, I couldn't do it without your feedback and interactions, especially on polls, and additionally with the likes and shares, and you guys just tuning in to hear me yap about fictional cartoons on the internet. Today, I have a juicy feast prepared as we journey back to Toriko to answer one of the biggest questions left in the series. What went wrong with the anime? And by went wrong, I meant colossally failed. In many ways, the Toriko anime was essentially a burnt meal, with certain parts still edible. Think of it like a burnt pizza where you can manage to scrape just the toppings off, but the dough and rest of the crust is like charcoal. We're gonna talk about just a few of the reasons I feel like it wasn't as popular, but before, make sure you do those things below the video that you hear YouTubers always talking about. Beginning, let's talk about the anime's censorship. First off, Toriko, for all its love and honor and people and food, is a gritty series with just as much blood, gore, and death as happy, fun cooking moments. There are countless moments in the series that stick out as victims of censorship, but here's just a few. Let's talk about how the moment we meet Toriko in the manga, he downs a pint of whiskey and sparks up a cigar. That was cut out of the anime. Maybe obvious reasons, kids could be impressionable. Then there's the decapitation of the Gator, which was once again cut out of the anime. Toriko having to slice off a part of his shoulder so a literal plant didn't take his arm, cut out of the anime. Or how about during the gourmet casino arc, where the thief didn't immediately get shot and have his brains harvested, but instead in the anime, he survives thanks to Toriko intervening. And one of my most disappointing moments in censorship for the anime is Toriko's battle with Tomirod. Like all of these scenes, this one especially shows how the anime censorship downplays a vital part of the Toriko series, its danger. Like I said earlier, it's grit, the seriousness and tension that keeps the world dangerous even for someone as powerful as Toriko. The lack of blood seriously makes it feel like a 4Kids adaptation, and I have a few more things just to slide in, as the censorship directly does tie into overall non-canon nature of the anime. Major details and moments just get skipped for the sake of, I don't know, fan service or plot, and it ends up being even more rushed than the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen. Looking at you, Gege. First example, Midoriya versus Ichiryu's battle. Outright nowhere near as good, nowhere near as brutal, and terribly animated. The anime goes further into the dumpster by making the decision to not kill off Ichiryu, completely derailing the main storyline. Oh, and to go along with that, Toriko doesn't get decimated and crippled by Starjuin. The scene with the removal of Toriko's leg and him losing literal chunks of his body during the battle, completely cut out of the anime. All of this, why? I feel, so that they can make Joey the final boss and abandon the show after the festival arc. Like, legitimately. This could be regarded as non-canon and an affront to the great church of Toriko. They completely stopped caring. Suddenly knocking Master Jiro was so weak, he had to go blow for blow with his brainwashed grandson. Versus in the manga, one shout and Jiro shut the entire battle down. Players like Midoriya, Ichiryu, and Granny Setsu get downplayed and sidelined, so Joey can seem like this all-powerful threat that the four kings have to join forces to defeat. And like a shonen cliche, it's not enough, and they have to empower Toriko, who gets some weird appetite demon Super Saiyan form, and I just can't do this anymore. The Toriko anime had a chance to really be great, to be perhaps the next One Piece, but to do a rushed manga and anime combined with the creator controversy, it just means that it wasn't meant to be. Now, though I'm digging hard into the censorship part of this, I'll say if you want a more concrete explanation on why Toriko failed, check out this video linked below, where I already covered this in a slightly more streamlined format, but we're gonna continue on what else the anime did wrong that could have hurt its popularity. Oh yeah, who's that? Tina! Tina is a young 20-year-old reporter who's always obsessed with her latest scoop, and after episode 1, that scoop was Toriko. Tina, even though she's an anime-only character, has been in every arc of the show. Does she provide anything? No, other than the occasional fan service. Tina could best be described as irritating, and in my open opinion, one of the major reasons the anime failed. Tina is immersion breaking. In nearly every arc, her presence was a subtle reminder that the stakes didn't matter. The high security and danger of the tank-crushing troll kongs, Tina got past security and directly filmed Toriko fighting them. The Pufferwell arc, when even Komatsu got snatched when he wasn't being careful, Tina just casually survived with no incident. And the immersion breaks here further when we know that the GT robot Starjuin killed everyone outside the entrance of the Pufferwell caves, even an ego investigator. But, you know, Tina just walks away. Same goes for the Regal Mammoth arc, BB Corn arc, Ice Hell arc, and every other arc she's in, honestly. Tina's involvement is literally derailing the stakes because every event that she's in, you would stop and think, wow, this little girl's somehow surviving longer than these grown-ass men who have trained their entire lives. Ice Hell, for example. People froze to death seconds after stepping foot in the continent, but Tina is just, oh, it's a little cold, brr, I better put on my warming suit. You could say, well, hey, Komatsu is basically the same thing, right? And he survives, thanks to Toriko and company protecting him. But that's the point. Komatsu is, as we all know, blessed with an abnormally high amount of luck and food luck, literal cosmic plot armor, and his protection is almost as vital as he's one of the most skilled chefs in existence. Tina is, again, not at all story altering or important, except for, you know, fan service. But to me, it's just amazing that even in the manga, where they do have female characters who are incredibly badass that get character development, they chose to add a useless side character that had no influence on the show at all. The anime has this thing about trying to make certain characters way less serious and plot driven. It's kind of how they did Rin, but I'll save that one for another day. But for now, guys, hope you enjoyed the meal. Those are just a few reasons I believe the Toriko anime ultimately was not a palatable experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hey, maybe I've got a few more Toriko videos already on the grill. Till then, remember, stay sane and stay safe, and always give thanks for the bounty of this universe. Itadakimasu.